Hello, you're listening to E-Bible Fellowship's new Open Forum Excerpts, and now we present the following excerpt.
Welcome to our Open Forum program. Please go ahead with your call.
Hi, Chris. Can you read Amos 6, verses 9?
Amos 6. I'll start in verse 7. Therefore now shall they go captive with the first that go captive, and the banquet of them that stretch themselves shall be removed. The Lord Jehovah has sworn by himself, saith Jehovah, the God of hosts, I abhor the excellency of Jacob, and hate his palaces. Therefore will I deliver up the city with all that is therein, and it shall come to pass, if there remain 10 men in one house, that they shall die.
And I'm wondering if you can compare this with Esther chapter 9, verses 13.
Esther 9 and verse 13 says, Then said Esther, if it please the king, let it be granted to the Jews which are in Shushan to do tomorrow also according unto this day's decree, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged upon the gallows.
And my question is, I'm wondering if there's a connection with Amos when it says that there remain 10 men in one house, that they shall die, because I know it says sons in Esther, but it does mention the number 10. So I was just curious if there's any type of connection spiritually.
Well, the 10 sons of Haman is a figure of Satan, and his 10 sons are also a figure of Satan. You know, they really match well with the beast that rose up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns and crowns upon the horns. And that indicates Satan's rule during the period of the Great Tribulation. Now, what happens in Esther is Haman is hanged, and circumstantial evidence from the book of Esther itself indicates he was hanged on the 17th day of the second month, and that would identify with the flood date and May 21, 2011 underlying Hebrew calendar date. And it's at that point the house of Haman, it's defeated and loses its authority and dominion because Mordecai is set over the house. Mordecai, a type of Christ, rules the house of Haman, but the 10 sons of Haman continue on from the point of their father's hanging. They continue on, but they continue on without authority over their own house because Mordecai is ruling the house. And we can see how all that fits together with the things we've learned from the Bible regarding Judgment Day, that Satan was put down from all official rule on May 21, 2011, yet he continues to exist. And so he's typified by these 10 sons who continue to exist, and then they themselves were later killed and hanged, during Purim. And that's the fate of Satan on the very last day, the literal day, last day of Earth's existence. He'll be utterly destroyed and gone forever. The 10 men, 10 points to completeness. 10 sons of Haman could also identify with the wicked of the world. As we're seeing actually in a few more verses where God can make reference to Satan as well as the people of his kingdom, like in Mark 3, a house divided cannot stand. Well, that house is the unsaved of the world. A kingdom divided cannot stand. That kingdom is Satan's kingdom, consisting of the unsaved of the world. And then the third thing, and if Satan be divided, he cannot stand but has an end. So it's synonymous. House, kingdom, Satan. And so too, the 10 men or 10 sons, on one hand, it identifies with the 10 horns, but it can also be the complete number of the children of Satan. And Christ does speak of the children of Satan in the parable of the wheat and the tares in Matthew 13. If we go there, it says in Verse 25, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. In the explanation, we read in verse 38, the field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. And you notice reading that, it occurs to me, that sounds like so much Bible study we do at E-Bible Fellowship. And sometimes people who aren't familiar might come along and, where'd you get that? And how do you come up with these spiritual meanings all the time? And yet here is Christ teaching a parable in which he is expounding, and this is how God teaches. And Christ was teaching us how to understand the Bible. The children of the wicked one. And as Jesus said to the Jews at one point, ye are of your father, the devil. So the 10 men in a house, in one house, they shall die. Well, that would certainly be the house of God, the corporate church that was overtaken by Satan and those who remain. And also Satan typified by 7 heads with 10 horns. You know, the beast, he was the one who began to rule over the church. And so he will die. The devil himself will die, ultimately, finally. And 10 men in the church, the completeness of the wicked that identify with Satan within the churches will die. They will perish. Or it could also be the house of his kingdom overall. All unsaved people in the world will die and perish.
Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. That way you don't miss any upcoming videos.